Hello, this is day 32. This is Antique Alicia. I'm the CEO and founder of Your Own University. And this is a glimpse into my own university and how I create more ease and joy in my life by recognizing what my particular life, what my soul's lessons are here, and choosing for myself what to do with them. So today's lesson, today's awareness was all about distraction and how we sabotage ourselves. And I hear this with my private clients and corporations too, about how we kind of get sidetracked. But mine is really specific, so maybe you do this too. So for me, I was up, I did my meditation, and then I all of a sudden had my phone in my hand. And I was into my distraction. I was supposed to be thinking about my number one thing to do that day and getting really clear on creating my success, my successful day, my feel-good successful day. And instead, I was on the phone beginning to scroll through an app that I didn't need to be scrolling through. And I think we all have those apps, right? And it was taking up my precious time. So here's what I did. I recognized first that my subconscious was kind of driving the boat per se. And you can think about this. It's really the same thing as when you're driving to the store and all of a sudden you find yourself turning to go to work. It's the same thing, but it's in your life. So I was meditating, I was in that spot, and I pick up the phone. I've been meditating and all of a sudden I'm standing up and I'm like off doing something. And I recognize it. I'm like, what? How did that happen? So there's nothing wrong with that happening, but you have to course correct, right? Just like driving, you have to course correct. So I course corrected today and I looked at the phone. I'm like, well, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be meditating and feeling into my being and planning my day and living into that and deciding what's for my highest and best good, and of course the highest and best good for my clients, my community, and not being on these apps. So I did that. I found my place. So that was number one. Number two is actually putting into action. So I recognized that I was on these apps because they were a little fun, a little flirty, and I was just enjoying it. And so instead of cutting it off and fighting it, what I did was I decided that I could do those things. I could respond and play in those apps when I had my breaks. So I decided to time box my time and get done with a really big project that I needed to get done. And it actually turned out to be even bigger and I got it done even better. So it's really exciting. And I put 100% of my focus, that 80-20 rule, on my task, my number one pencil mover, and got that done. And then as kind of a reward or a yes, I came outside and I got to play for 10 minutes. Then when that 10 minutes was up, I closed it down and went and played and worked again. And I got done with a lot of stuff, like I said. A whole bunch got accomplished today because I really managed my time. And I did the same thing with my workouts, and I did the same thing with my food that day, today too. So that's really how you do it. You take back control, you take back your power, you take back control from what is distracting you. But first you have to be aware of what's distracting you, accept that it's distracting you, and then decide not to fight it. When I say decide not to fight it, oftentimes we'll start making up a story or making ourselves wrong, like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that chocolate cake, I shouldn't have, right? And instead of doing that, recognize that there's a way or a reason why you like it. So if it is a diet that you're doing and all of a sudden you find yourself in the fridge eating after 8 and you had an agreement with yourself that you knew that the best thing for you to do is not eat after 8, and yet there you are in the fridge and your hand is in the chocolate cake. Instead of making yourself wrong for the chocolate cake, just stop what you're doing at that moment and decide when you can eat the chocolate cake. So you know that you need the energy to burn throughout the day, that the cake is really high in sugar, that it's going to need that extra time, that eating it at night isn't really that great. So maybe you have your chocolate cake for breakfast. Cake for breakfast. Maybe you have your cake before dinner instead of after dinner, so you can really enjoy it, and then it also will burn with the rest of your food, and that's a whole different segment. But there's ways you can have what you want and enjoy the things that are kind of sabotaging your mind while bringing them back in your personal control. And so that is my insight for the day. That's the insight into me. There's a whole bunch of different layers to this for myself. I'm really excited to break through it and take back my time. Take back my time and really have fun with that awareness and taking back the time for me. So if you like this, please give me a thumbs up or heart or whatever this is. And if you want to, please subscribe here and share it with your friends. I think this is great information for all of us to have, and just some tips and tools for you to stop sabotaging yourself and step into your truth and your goals and accomplish what you want to accomplish in a more easy way. Please get my freebies at antiquealicia.com or set up a time to talk to me. We'll figure out what your next step is so you can accomplish more and feel really great in your skin and everything else that I talk about. This is a really holistic approach to living. Anyway, love you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.